and she's starting to get real annoyed. And I was like, boo boo, I'm annoyed too. Like, I don't want to be here as much as you don't want to be talking to me, but like, I can't live here. I don't even remember my intro on here. It's been so long since I've made a YouTube video, but hello. Welcome back. I feel like I've given up on social media, honestly, which is like, bleh. It's ironic because I feel like a lot of my content, especially on TikTok, I'm like encouraging other small content creators to really just stay consistent, even if they can't see the result of it yet, like just keep going because social media is about consistency, and I have not been doing that. Oh my gosh. And YouTube, my YouTube channel, it has, what are those things called? Tumbleweeds blowing across it because I just don't be posting on here. So
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
as my mom used to always say, for some reason, do as I say and not as I do. I was like, first of all, I know I'm a kid, but anyways, I don't even know what I'm gonna do right now. I've been thinking and thinking and thinking, like, what the heck do I do with my channel? Like, what do I talk about? Do I vlog? I mean, like, I like vlogs, but I don't, there's a million people vlogging out there. I don't think anything I'm gonna do is gonna stand out, you know? I don't know what the heck we're gonna do today.
What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to do. Gosh.
I have no plan on how I'm gonna move forward, which isn't great because then,
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm awful at this. I should set this camera down. I keep holding it, but I don't know where the heck to put it. It's not too bad. I suppose what I could do today, actually, this is a great idea. I actually have something interesting to talk about.
He needs some milk.
I'm drinking aloe vera because I'm trying to get off of my acid reducer. I take omeprazole every single day because I have too much acid in my stomach, and I've heard that aloe vera does really well at being like a natural solution to that. Apparently it helps to coat your stomach lining. So I'm drinking it. There's also supplements. I think I'm just gonna get the supplements. The taste of this drink isn't bad, but it's not good either. Anyways, that's not the interesting thing that I'm gonna talk about. I don't know, where do I start? We moved to Atlanta. We made a move out of South Carolina. That's where we were beforehand. And we were all excited. My husband got a new job. We were trying to get out of South Carolina. Finally had the opportunity. We had to find a place to live in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Like, it was expedited. So we're like, okay, we gotta find something. We were looking at all kinds of apartments. We really didn't have that much money. My husband was taking a pay cut. I'm only working part-time. Like, we're moving to a more expensive place on less money. So you can only imagine the struggle it was to find something within our budget that also was like decent, you know. Found this apartment. I was the one who found it online. The pictures looked great. Of course, they show you like the really nice pictures of the updated units and all that kind of stuff. We go and we tour it. We tour like 4 different places, I think. And mind you, we were having to travel from South Carolina to come and look at places, and we had a limited amount of time even to look at places within the time that we were here. So everything was just rushed. And after looking at all of the places, we were pretty set on this one apartment in an area called Sandy Springs. And, you know, people were telling us who are from here, oh, Sandy Springs is great, Sandy Springs is nice. We're like, okay, cool. The one little area that we were looking in didn't look super nice, but it didn't look bad, you know, and we could afford it. It was really cheap rent. And we were like, okay, you know what? This is going to be great. We really liked the tour. We weren't able to see the unit before we moved into it, which... that's a red flag. If this happens to you, please pause. I wouldn't do that to myself again. I will say that now. I wouldn't just go and move into the unit without having prior knowledge of what it looks like. So we had seen like a unit that was supposed to be the same layout, but it wasn't the exact same. They said, oh, it still needs to be cleaned. We're like, okay. We move in the day of.
The ghetto.
There were little roaches, dead, alive, both. The apartment wasn't clean, okay? I don't know. They said they needed to clean it. Well, they still needed to clean it because it was not clean. We had little bug carcasses, a few live bugs. A bunch of stuff in the apartment was just like broken and didn't work. They had like mold all on the cabinet bottoms. They had to go and replace all of those. And there was a smoker that lived there. So I don't know if it was recent. Doesn't matter. It smelled like smoke. So we got apparently the true Atlanta experience. We were not prepared. We didn't know. probably should have looked at some more reviews beforehand. I'm trying to like have a good attitude and like be positive, and my husband is like,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I can't do these bugs. Like, this is just insane. And a whole bunch of stuff in here is broken. Like, what is this? Like, this is not habitable. So, like, talk to them, be like, y'all have a whole list of things that you need to fix in this place for it to even be semi-livable. And then things just also, like, kept getting worse. Like, we moved in. It was an awful day of just like kind of disappointment, you know, moving to this new place. And it's like, well, the place that I'm living is also whack. And then the next day I had a migraine. It actually had started the day that we moved in. I had that migraine lasted through till the next day, and it got so bad that I had to go to urgent care. So that was lovely. And I had to get like a steroid injection, and people were like coming to the apartment and trying to fix stuff. And so I couldn't even rest there. Like, I didn't even want to rest there, but also couldn't. So luckily my husband's sister, so my sister-in-law and her husband, they said, come stay as long as you need. So came and stayed with them. But it was just like there was just like a whole lot of back and forth with the property management. They were trying to work with us, they're trying to fix things. We were trying to be a good sport about it, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, even though like we're paying a decent amount of money to live here. Like, I think the straw that broke the camel's back for us was the smoke smell, especially for me. I work from home and I have to be there all the time, and the smell was starting to affect my migraines since I get chronic migraines. So that was a no bueno. We did everything we could. We got so many different kinds of air fresheners. We tried to clean the walls. When we like wiped down the walls, there was like brown stuff like coming down the wall.
The walls will ooze green slime! Oh, wait, they always do that.
I was like, this stuff is like in the walls. It's not just coming out, you know. We got an air purifier. They came and like cleaned out the HVAC system. Like, we did everything to try and get rid of the smell, and it still was just like, it just smells rank in here. And I was like, at this point, like for my health, I can't do this. I can't continue to live here. They were like, well, we can transfer you to another unit. Unfortunately, we were gonna have to make up the difference for the unit. Like, they couldn't keep our rent the same, which was like kind of whack. And nothing that was available at the time could we afford. The property manager was like, well, I don't think they'll say yes, but if you include some kind of doctor's note saying that like the smell could affect your migraines, then maybe it could help with your case as far as keeping your rent the same. Yeah, that didn't happen. This is kind of when like the communication and the relationship with our property manager just started like going south. I think she was tired of seeing us come into her office, and she's starting to get real annoyed. And I was like, boo boo, I'm annoyed too. I don't want to be here as much as you don't want to be talking to me, but like, I can't live here. Like, we need to do something. So the only other option was to break the lease, but we had to pay for it, which I still very much think that we should not have had to pay for it. But it was whatever at the time, like, because we asked, can we just break this? I don't think that we should have to pay for this. And they're like, no. And we're like, okay, fine, whatever, we'll pay for it. So we had to pay essentially the equivalent of 4 months of rent to get out of there. And we couldn't afford all of that at the time because we're kind of broke. But literally, by the grace of God, like, our parents were like, we will help you guys out, because they had been to the apartment. They knew the state that it was in. And they're like, we want you to be out of there as much as you want to be out of there. We will help you guys financially with whatever you need. So that was a blessing. We were able to get out of there. Again, my husband's sister and her husband, they have a house here, and they were like, come stay with us. You can stay, you know, for as long as you need while you're looking for another place, whatever. We're like, awesome. So we're here now.
It don't smell like roaches in here or nothing.
The process has just not been smooth. It's not what we were expecting, and that can be discouraging, and it has been discouraging. I've had to have a lot of confrontation that I'm not comfortable with. If you know anything about me, which you probably don't, but something about me is that I'm very uncomfortable with any kind of conflict or confrontation. I very much am a conflict avoider, because I'm just not built for it. I know that it is necessary at times, and so that's why I did what I had to do and be able to confront our property manager so that we could be in a different living situation. And I had to be the one to stand up for us because my husband had to work. I was the only one available, so I had to do a lot of uncomfy adult things. And that sounds weird, adult things, but you know, grown-up stuff. I don't want to be a grown-up. I just It's not fun, but you do what you gotta do so that you're not coming back to a place that is awful. We called it Roach Motel. That's what we coined it. Thank goodness no more are we living in Roach Motel. My perspective is we have nowhere to go but up, because we started kind of at the rock bottom of it. And yes, I want to say all of this, like, it really was not the worst of situations. Like, if we absolutely had to live there, like, we were just gonna have to make it work, and that's fine. I know that there are people who are in much worse places, but it was too much of a struggle for my headaches and all of that. Could not live like that with every single day having migraines, knowing that the smell was just killing me. But I think knowing that we came in with some of the worser circumstances, now we have nowhere to go but up. And I felt very aware of that. Like, I think that Satan was really wanting to make us discouraged and doubtful, really, of God's plan, you know, that he was going to prosper us. We were really praying about this opportunity to be able to move to Atlanta and all of that, so the opportunity came. You're tempted to think, well, what the heck, God, like, you moved me here just so it could be awful. But no, that's not the case. Even in the difficult circumstances, there were still blessings, and I think that that's the thing that I need to focus on and should focus on more. Like, life is just gonna be hard sometimes, and moving is gonna be hard, let alone moving to another state and, you know, not having tons and tons of money, you know. That's just how it is, and you can't just sit there and blame that on God. Like, people are still people. It just is what it is. The best is yet to come. Good will still come from all of this, and really good has already come, even just with our family willing to take us in and give us a spot in their home for a while. Like, that's amazing. And not everyone has that, you know. Or having family help us out financially to be able to get out of that, also amazing. These are things that I need to pay attention to and be grateful for. But it's just in these times you're able to see people's generosity. It makes you want to do the same for others. So that's cool. But that's the story of Roach Motel. It's been a difficult transition, but I think that there has been growth already. Good things are on the horizon. I don't know what they are yet, but we'll see. Maybe it's here on YouTube. I don't know. Anyways, I also don't remember my outro because it's been too long since I've done this. I'm sorry. If you liked this video somehow, go ahead and hit the like button. If you've also had a rough moving experience, comment down below because I want to hear about it. Subscribe to my channel, even though I don't be consistent, but I will be. And I love you all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.